We're reviewing today the Cougar Mountain Lion 600. This is a side-by-side UTV with a 600cc CF Moto single-cylinder engine in it. It's quite an attractive looking UTV, and it's actually really well put together. Some of the features are a front bull bar, also with a front winch, 3,500 pounds, with a remote control. Independent suspension front and rear, which gives it about a 320mm ground clearance, which is awesome for off-road work. It does have low side cut doors with an easy quick release, and also adjustable seats front and back, which if you're bigger than the average bear like I am, you really need them adjusted all the way back. It's a little bit tight in there for people over about 6 foot, but there is plenty of room, and the internal features are very well laid out. There's a great dash, as you can see, and all of the dials and switches are very clearly marked and easy to access. And for those that really can't live without the music, you can also have a radio and attach your iPod as well. In addition to awesome ground clearance, the ML600 also has choice of 2 or 4-wheel drive, and also being able to lock the rear diff, which is a great feature. Mind you, we never actually used it on this test at all, so that shows just how much capability these UTVs really do have. One clever feature is the fact that the radio is actually hidden behind the LED dash. One thing the video camera fails to pick up here is the fact that this is actually about a 45-degree angle. And going down here in 2-wheel drive, pretty much just using engine braking as we're going down, and doesn't have any problems at all. This is the farm where we take a lot of our vehicles and UTVs out to test, and there's two really key features about this farm which is great for testing. One is the amount of limestone and rough terrain that's there, which is great because particularly here where the vehicle is, we generally wouldn't take a utility through there because it just gets too damaged. We have in the past, and it's ended up with holes in the sumps, etc. But the Mountain Lion 600 just cruised over these fairly easily, great ground clearance, and just climbed on over them, which is awesome. But the other benefit of the farm is that there are lots of areas, creeks, gullies, ravines, where we can really test out the climbing ability of vehicles, the four-wheel drive, and some of the country is incredibly steep if we really want to test out the climbing ability. Here we are just through a bit of a dry gully, just having a bit of fun. And again, the Mountain Lion 600 just cruised on down through these gullies without any issue at all. One of the key features we found was the mechanical engine braking. Even in two-wheel drive, it barely necessitated us using the brakes in any circumstances. We also wanted to test out the top speed, got it up to about 50 k's an hour, which is pretty good, I guess, considering the weight that's in there. But for most part, these vehicles are more work vehicles, low geared, rather than speed vehicles for recreational purposes. The rear tray, which is about 1.4 by 1 metres in diameter and about 250 mil deep, proved to be exceptionally practical. Actually, it was a good size. As you can see here, we carried a lot of firewood. Automatic tilt tray. It was fairly slow, but look, it did the job. And what we found was it was robust and good tie down points at the front and the sides. The other feature we noticed, which was really appreciated, was the fact that the coil-over independent suspension was adjustable too. So, if we had a heavy load on or we had some really hard area to go through, we could adjust the suspension if we wanted to. Again, we found on our property, and it's fairly typical and fairly rough in many places, that we actually just didn't need it. The Mountain Lion was more than capable of coping with everything we handed out to it without any trouble whatsoever. Helping in the muddy stuff like this was the 25-inch tyres on alloy frames, kept it nice and light. Interesting to note again, it was always some two-wheel drive through there. We actually forgot to put it in four-wheel drive and coped again without any issue. One thing we actually were thinking about when we were testing the vehicle over the weekend is, what if something goes wrong with these vehicles? Now, I mean, usually they're pretty well put together, and the Mountain Lion is exceptionally well put together. And had a look at the factory up in Hornsby there, and where they put them all together. And yeah, no, look, they do a great job, and a lot of dedicated staff there. But the other thing that sort of eases your mind is the fact that these Cougar Mountain Lions have got a 3-year unlimited kilometre warranty, which covers both parts and labour. And the one thing I really like is the fact that they guarantee to have the parts in stock. You don't have to wait for them to come in from overseas, or you don't have to wait anything else, but they guarantee to have it in stock and send it out basically the same business day or the next business day. If they're not there, you actually get them at no cost when they become available. That to me is awesome after sales service, and it really gives a lot of confidence when you're looking to buy one of these things. Being a farm vehicle, we actually wanted to test out the standard tow capacity, which is about 500 kilos. It's got a standard 50mm bore, which is great, so we hooked it up to one of the trailers we used to transport the UTVs with at the back of the car. Now I can tell you that trailer's a lot more than 500 kilos, and the CVT transmission did it without even sort of groaning about it. We did put it in a low range because we didn't want to damage anything, but again, it just handled it with ease. And that's, as I said before, that's the beauty of the Mountain Lion. It just makes everything so simple. So there we have it, the Cougar RP Mountain Lion 600. It's got a 600cc CF Moto engine in it, a heap of features. It's really well put together. These are a quality piece of gear, actually. 3-year unlimited kilometre part and labour warranty, a guarantee of parts same day delivery, otherwise it's free. There's a lot of good stuff that's associated with this ML600, and it was a great vehicle we used over the weekend. A little bit tight for the taller ones amongst us. If you're over 6 foot, you are going to find it a bit tight. There's also not a lot of storage space inside for drinks or keys or whatever, which is a bit of a downside. But having a chat to the guys up there at Cougar RP, they've got that in hand, and the next generation through will have all that solved. Look, at around $13,000, these represent pretty good value. So if you're after one of these for a workhorse as opposed to a recreational vehicle, but it does double as an occasional recreational vehicle, then you really should have a chat to the guys up there at Cougar RP, because quality piece of gear and great bunch of guys. That's it for today. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.